well, like that. Anyway, all right. So yesterday we worked on foiling parentheses. Today is going to be pretty similar, except today we're going to have a little bit larger problem. So headphones out for our lesson. Not as much as I would like it if you took your headphones out. Okay, so when we foiled stuff, they all had something in common. What do they all have in common?
Everything.
A number?
They had an order. They all have X.
They almost all had X. That's one. That's not really what I meant. So let's actually look at this is our quiz here. What do both of these have in common when we foil them? They both have parentheses, right? What about inside the parentheses? What do you notice about them?
Nothing.
Each have an X.
They each have an X. Don't they each have also two things?
A number
by itself.
They do both have a number by itself. And they also have two terms. They have 1, 2, 1, 2. So every FOIL problem we've done has 1, 2, 1, 2. Two things inside parentheses. Today, the stuff we're going to look at is,
Come on now.
nope, where is it? There we go. The stuff we're going to look at has more than two things. So we're going to multiply 3x squared plus x minus 5 times 2x minus 7. So this is too big to foil. We can only foil when we have 2 and 2. This one has 2, but this one has 3, so I can't foil. So we're going to do what's called the vertical multiply method. And it's kind of like foiling, I guess, but I'll show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our big one, and we're just going to write it down, and we're going to kind of space it out a little bit. So I'm going to go 3x squared. I'm going to go x. Come on. X. And then I'm going to go minus 5, because that's a minus 5, right? If it's a plus, I'm not going to write it, but if it's a minus, I'm going to write it down. And then I'm going to take my smaller one, and I'm going to write it down underneath this, but I'm going to match up the same kind of thing. So I have a negative 7, right? I'm going to put that by the 5 right here. I'm going to go negative 7. It's going to go by the 5. Because they both don't have x's.
And then you put 2x under the x?
Yeah, and then we're going to put 2x under the x, because they both have just a single x. I don't have any x squareds, so I'm not going to write it down.
Oh, so just 3x squared, and then it'd be 2x squared? 3x.
No, here, I'll show you. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start with 7. And we're going to go 7 on the bottom here times everything on top. So we're going to go times, times, times. And when we write our answers down, we're still going to line them up in the same column.
Positive 35.
So I'm going to go positive 35, and I'm going to put it right here on the end
7x.
because it doesn't have x's. I'm going to go negative 7 times x, and I get negative 7x, and I'm going to put it right here with all my other
I thought those
x's.
were both negatives. Oh wait, that's just, okay.
That's just regular.
Oh, it's multiplication.
And then I'm going to go negative 7 times 3x squared. Negative 7 times 3 is negative 21, and I have my x squared, right? I'm going to line it up with this other x squared. So negative 21x squared.
That's it.
Well, not quite. Okay, I did that, right? I'm going to keep going,
You do 2 times 5.
but this time I'm going to do it with 2x. So I'm going to go 2x times negative 5.
So just the bottom ones you just times
Just the bottom
everything?
ones, yep. And I'm going to still line it up. I'm still going to line them up. So when I go 2x times negative 5, I get negative 10x, right? I'm going to put that right here with my other x's, negative 10x. So I'm actually going to skip this spot right here. I'm going to go negative 10x.
Squared.
I'm going to go 2x times x is
And
2x
then you just add them
squared.
together?
Hang on, soon, yes, you're right, but we got to watch out because 2x times x is 2x squared, right? So I'm going to go 2x squared. Yep.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Yep. X times x is x
I already
squared.
have it. Yes.
But then I got to go 2x times 3x squared. That is 6x to the third. Do I have any x to the thirds up here yet?
No.
So I'm going to put it just out in front.
How'd you get 2x squared?
I go 2x times x.
Oh.
There's just the number 2, right?
Oh, yeah.
X and x is x squared. Okay. After I do this, now I'm going to do what Lucas said, and I'm going to just add them up straight down.
Wait, you put 6x squared on the outside?
Oh yeah, I'm
What
sorry,
did it
that
be?
should be to the third.
What did it be? I was like, what?
Yeah. That's sorry, that was my bad. That should be a 3 right there.
Wait, so why is it to the third?
Because
it adds.
I'm not talking to each other, shut up.
2x
You
times
should know
3x
this already,
squared.
dude.
Hey, hush. I go 2 times 3 is 6, right? X squared times x is x to the third. So I have 6x to the third. And it goes out in front.
Fuck,
Because
I didn't even hear.
because it's nothing than a single x, then x squared, then x to the 3.
Yeah, don't. Oh.
Okay, now I'm going to do what Lucas said, and I'm going to add straight down. But on this one, I have 35. Do I have anything else there?
No.
No, so I'm going to go 35. And it's positive, right? So I'm going to put a plus. Then I'm going to keep going. Negative 7x plus negative 10x is negative 17x.
17x.
And because it's negative, I'm putting a minus sign. And then I'm going to keep going. Negative 21x squared plus 2x is negative 19x squared. Those are x squared. And I'm putting a minus because it's negative. And then I get to this last one, 6x to the third. Do I have any other x to the thirds up here? So I'm just writing it down. 6x to the third.
So
This is
pretty
my
much you're just
final
working
answer.
backwards, kinda.
It's kind of. So this is my final answer now. That's it.
Wait.
Yeah.
That 2's supposed to be there then, right there? No, that one.
Yeah.
But I thought you said that it equaled 6x squared, or to the third, so you can move it on the outside.
When I did 2x times x, I
You're
did 2x
forgetting-
squared.
forgetting.
When I did 2x times 3x squared, that's when I got the third. And that's when it went over. So I did times
Oh,
negative
okay.
5x, I got negative 10.
Okay, I'm just thinking that because you didn't move the 10x to random to the 35.
Yeah,
it has
because
no X.
it's got an x, and that's got an x, right? Everything right here has an x. Everything right here is just a number, no x or y or anything. Everything right here has an x squared. Everything right here has an x to the third. So we lined them up and down. That's how we lined them up. Regular numbers, just x's, x squareds,
I just wanted to know if that was supposed
and
to
x
be
to the
there.
third.
Okay.
So we gotta line them up when we do this. And this is all we're doing today. We're gonna practice this a little bit. It's not super tough, but we've never done it before. So actually, was anybody still getting this down? You got this down, Tyler?
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna multiply 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. I'm gonna multiply it by x minus 3. So I'm gonna write this down. 2x squared, because it's negative, I'm gonna go negative 3x, and then I'm just gonna go 1. Oh, that's not a squared. Sorry, that's just a negative 3x. I don't know where I put that squared from. So 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. And then I have the x minus 3, so I'm gonna line them up. I'm gonna have negative 3 is gonna go here with the 1, and then I'm gonna have an x right here.
How come we're only just doing like a 3 and a 2? With the parentheses, like there's 3 on the left
Oh.
and 2 on the right.
You could do more, but it's a lot more work. These are already kind of long, so we're not gonna make them really, really long. We could do the same method, but I don't want you to do that much work because it takes too long. The steps would be the same. Because remember, if you have 2 and 2, just FOIL it. But if you have like a 3 and 2, you gotta do this vertical multiply thing. So I'm gonna go through here. And first steps, we are going to take this negative 3 and we're gonna do it all 3 times on the top. So negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. I'm going to put that with all the other regular numbers. Negative 3 times negative 3x is positive 9x. Positive 9x. Then I'm going to go negative 3 times 2x squared is, don't forget, negative. Negative 6x squared. I'm going to line it up with the other x squareds.
Okay, so we do this right.
And then we're going to keep going. We're going to do the same thing, but this time we are doing it with this x right here. I'm going to go times 1 times 3, negative 3x times 2x squared.
Would you move the negative 3x?
What?
Nothing, just keep going.
So I'm going to go x times 1, which is just 1x, right? So I'm going to put this with my other x's. 1x is going to go right here. So I'm going to skip this first spot and line it up with my other x's. I'm going to go x times negative 3x. I'm going to get negative 3x squared. X times x is x squared. So negative 3x squared is going right there with my other x squareds. And then my last one, x times 2x squared is 2x to the thirds. But I don't have any 2x to the thirds yet. So I'm just going to go right here on the far left. Go 2x to the third. Almost done. Last step is we're just going to add straight down. So I have a negative 3. Is there anything else right there?
No.
so I'm just going to go negative 3. What's 9x plus 1x?
10x squared.
Just 10x. Remember, the squared only happens when you multiply. We are just adding, so we're just going to look at the numbers in front. So, when I multiplied, when I did the little line things up here, then I got x squared. On this, I'm just adding my numbers. And because that's a positive, I'm going to put plus. Negative 6x squared plus negative 3x squared is negative 9x squared. Because it's a negative, I'm going to make this a minus right here. Doesn't look very good, but that's okay. And then, my last one, 2x to the third. I don't have any others, so I'm just going to go 2x to the third. This is my final answer.
That's weird, 'cause it's like not an answer, but it's.
Alright. Do you guys want to do one more together, or do you want to try an in class?
In class.
What? How about you, Lily? Want to do an in class?
And then.
Alright, let's try it. So is there anybody still getting us?
So we do this one, the second in class?
No, it's going to be random numbers.
Loki, can I show
No,
you
I know, but I meant like, do we put it under here?
Oh yeah, yeah.
something? Loki, can I show you something real quick?
Last game. Here, let me get these numbers going.
Oh, my arm is almost perfect.
No, it's gonna be 0. Told you.
It's going to be like no DeAndre. Okay, there we go.
Called it.
So that's your first in class problem. Get started on that on your own. Then we're going to go over it together.
I feel like I know the best way to answer. So you go, so there's 2x squared, and then with that x, that's 1, and then with that 3.
Is that supposed to be a plus sign?
Next to those 2.
5x squared plus
so you know
4?
how foil we did like first outside inside. Actually, what we're doing here is we were going
Then you get the 9, and plus 1, that'll be 10. And just add that with 3.
Yeah, that's basically what we're doing, but we're just doing it. We're making our steps. So I'll write this one out just a little bit so it looks a little nicer, like what you'll see on your homework and stuff. So in your homework, it would look like 5x squared plus 4x plus 8, and then parentheses 7x minus 3. And you guys are going to help me out with this in a minute or two. So make sure you're at least getting started, have an idea. Hey, Ray, you doing this problem? Good work, you.
Wait, if you're not multiplying with another x, it doesn't need to be.
You just add, you just put another in there.
So it's right there.
So, yes.
And then after that, I do 7 times 8, 15, 6x.
Mhm. Be careful, because you missed that one, right?
Oh, so that'd be 3. Wait, what I miss?
You didn't do the 7x times 4x.
So I would, where would I put that under then?
Or what do you get when you multiply?
Oh, so that's gonna be the square.
Yep.
Set the sound
Did I do that right?
You accidentally did 7x times 4x, 7 negative 3.
Oh.
So that's right. That's actually going to be down right there.
Okay.
So you accidentally did this instead of this. But the other ones were good.
So it's that then?
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, I was talking about this. Would that make that a 3 or just
Yep.
a 6? So,
So it's going to go like right there.
yeah, just right there.
Lucas, I think it's the neatest homework thing I've ever seen. Pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I messed up something. Is that not say 4x?
Okay, now I gotta put them all together.
Okay.
But remember, 7x minus 3, 7x minus 3. Okay, so that top part's right. X squared
That's an 8.
Thanks.
Wait, right here or right here? Oh yeah, that's an 8.
7x. Because of this one right here,
Mm-hmm.
I made a negative 3.
Who's done? I need to
And
compare
now
mine.
you can do that.
Okay, so
I need to compare.
we
So-
can do the 4.
The top row is good, but the bottom row, the second one right here, you get from this little. But, I mean, you wrote that down wrong, but your steps look okay.
Goki. I got it.
Okay, did I do this right? No.
Yeah, that's good.
Did I do this right so far?
Yeah, looking good. Now you just gotta add them. Looking good. What'd you get, Tyler?
Okay, mine called yours.
The
Wait.
answer?
Yeah.
What else?
So,
Yep.
it's right here.
Exactly the same.
So 7x and I went with the x's, right? 7x.
Wait.
Would this be a minus right here?
And then, isn't that a minus 3?
Should I put this right here?
It's right here. Yep. And now you do this thing.
With the 4?
So we'll start, so what's negative 3 times 3? Start with that
Nope.
first.
Go, Jimmy. Oh,
So then what do I do with? Oh wait, never mind.
Ira, what'd you get?
can you recycle these or not? Just toss them?
I got lost.
Nope, I'm bringing them out there to recycle.
So,
Bring them out
yeah,
there.
that's the top part.
Remember the bottom part, 7x minus 3.
Oh, that's,
Don't forget your x for that.
wait a second.
7x. 10 minus 3.
Yeah.
Remember, and now you do the multiply part. Yep. That's good. Okay, look good. Answer. Yep. Actually, let me see what you got after that. Yep, looks good. Nice job. Yep, that's good. Keep it going. Oh, but what's 3 times 4?
6, 12. What?
Hey.
So then what do I do now?
Okay, so we did the first one, right?
Yes.
So now we're gonna take the 7x and do the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Because it's gonna be 56x, right?
Yeah.
So yep, it'll be right there with the other x's. Go on, Lucas. Look at Fruit Ninja. Get in here, get off the dang phone.
So look, here's this. All you gotta do is, you gotta get far and you gotta get,
Spider-Man.
oh, I missed it. You don't die though, honestly. It just, it gets you further. No, how far you get is. Oh yeah.
Oh.
I did it on purpose.
Alright. Did you get an answer, DeAndre?
What? 15?
I'm just wondering what you got.
I don't know that. That's when I took the negative.
Nope, no more.
I didn't hit the first one.
Good. So that's a negative 15x squared, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there, x squared right there.
Why are you trying to write it
right
right there?
there?
Oh.
So that's an x squared. That's an x, right?
Yeah.
So when you add, you're gonna get negative 15 plus 28 x squared, and then negative
What did you do?
12 x
Oh, right here.
plus
First of all, I would-
plus 2 plus
Throw that at Lily's head or something to make sure that didn't hurt
It
him.
was actually really close, you just got mixed up.
How many times I've been hit
Oh,
in the
from my
head?
shit. 20.
So you know what? After going around and looking at these,
I'll tell you now.
these are almost like all completely correct. Just a few little things.
Nope, I was completely correct.
Don't forget this one. Number, that one's a 56x, right?
Yeah.
So right there, you skip this one.
Oh.
So there's
Still
nothing
Why'd
there.
I do that?
And
You
then
got stuck on the
7,
square.
oh, and
So
you
you
forgot
said X.
to do 7
66.
to get 28x squared, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was
Seven times
Yeah,
20
we're
is 56.
you'll avoid it in just a second.
But listen, do they both have X?
And the last one, we go 7x times 5x, and we get 35.
No, go leave it. It's just that they both
Three,
have X and
35
squared and move it
third.
up to the side.
Right.
Keep going.
That makes sense?
Fire needs help!
And then,
Nope.
we're almost done, we just gotta add straight down.
I just need some homework.
You
Just
gotta
give
add
me
straight
some
down.
homework. Oh wait, hold on, it's already on here.
Yeah, we're talking about.
So we're actually, this is doing pretty good. A couple people are still working, finishing it off, but in general, it's almost completely like, basically everybody got it right. So, we're actually gonna skip the exit ticket.
Hey,
We're gonna do our exit ticket, and then your homework
you said we're
Is-
skipping next. Yeah, I
skip
thought you said.
to the exit ticket.
I heard skip that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, there is no doing that. Nope, no, I have to skip it.
zero again.
Nope.
Ah.
Dang it. 2 zeros.
Whoever
Get out of
finishes
here.
first gets an extra point.
Oh,
Move your
there you
head.
go.
Stop, no.
You'll never know what it
It's
is.
a 3.
You'll never know.
3.
Okay, so that is your exit ticket. Do it on your paper. Type it into Socrative. Your homework is actually already on Google Classroom. You're doing the bottom section. Problems like 24 to 28 or something. So, answer in Socrative. For you guys who are still working on that last problem, I want you to start this one on your own, and then I'll go around and check.
Oh yeah. So the exit ticket's on Strata.
Yep.
Oh, baby.